So I have a mirror phone case so I can see myself when I'm recording and I can see how I look. And to me, it's very convenient, and it's not like glass, so like when I put if you're trying to become a content creator, here are some items that you should buy that can help you with your journey. So first, we're gonna start out with short form content. So we're thinking more of Instagram videos, TikTok videos, more so the videos that you would shoot vertically, which is up and down. Now, I always tell people your phone back camera is great. I think that's one thing that people don't use as much, but your back camera has better quality than your front camera. Now, another thing that will help you with your back camera is a mirror phone case. So a lot of people tell you things such as, oh, use a monitor, connect it to your iPad, or all these other things so you can see how you look. Personally, I just feel like that's too much and you can't use those things when you're walking around. So I have a mirror phone case so I can see myself when I'm recording and I can see how I look. And to me, it's very convenient, and it's not like glass, so like when I put it down, or if my phone cracks or anything, it doesn't break. But it's a material, I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's a material that looks just like a mirror, but it's not as easy to break. So I do love that. Now, a lot of us run out of storage on our phone, so I definitely recommend to get this. This is a USB storage for your phone. So if you can see, this part right here is where you put the clip inside your phone, and then this part right here is where you will put it inside of your laptop or anywhere you want to transfer it to. Now, if your laptop is anything like mine, I have a MacBook and I do not have the USB port. I only have the C port, I think it's called, the same one as like the iPads and different things like that. I also recommend to get this kind of adapter. So if you see the way this adapter works, this part right here can go inside this port because it is a USB port. And then this part right here can go inside of my laptop. So if I wanna, have extra storage, different things like that, I just put it onto my laptop because it has more space on there. Now, when you're recording your videos, I definitely recommend to get one of these little microphone type things. This is the two-piece part. So this part essentially will go on your shirt, go on your jacket, whatever. It has a little clip right here. And then it helps with really good quality and sound, especially when you're outside and you're trying to shoot videos. A thing that happens is, you get outside sounds. You get the cars driving by, you get the rustle of the trees and all these other things. So if you want to make sure that you mainly get your voice, I definitely recommend this. And then this part is the one that goes inside of your phone just to kind of like do the Bluetooth and connect them. So next, we are going to get into long form content. Oh, and before I forgot, this is what I use. So if you're doing like any get ready with me kind of videos, I definitely recommend to use something like this. It's very easy. You can move it around. Tripods are also good as well. I wish I could show y'all my tripod, but I have not seen it in months because I no longer do like kind of TikTok kind of content anymore. So I don't even know where my tripod is. It's somewhere around this house, but I could not find it. But I will link below the kind of tripod that I do use, and tripods are great. So you're not always holding it inside of your hand, so you can move around and do what you want to do. Now, getting into long form content like YouTube. First and foremost, I know you guys are gonna ask about my camera. I currently have the Sony ZV-1. I do like it, but I can honestly say this is the only camera I've ever had, so maybe my opinion could be a bit biased because it's kind of like I've never had another camera. The only thing I don't like about this camera is that it seems to die a little fast. I don't know, comment below if you have any other camera, but I can't record sometimes past like 17 minutes. Or, my battery starts dying or overheats. That's another thing too. After like 17 minutes of recording straight, it overheats and I have to let it, cool down, and there's just that. So that's something I'm not too big of a fan of, but comment below if you guys experience that same thing. And I know a lot of people are like, I want to get into YouTube, but I can't afford a camera. You can go on Amazon and put your camera on payment plans. So let's say a camera is $700, you could pay like $100 a month. So I feel like that's another great thing too, to make it more feasible, because I know these cameras can be expensive and that can be a lot. Another thing when it comes into cameras, you are going to need these SD cards. So if you see this one is gold, it says Extreme Plus, and this one is silver and it says Extra Plus. So this one has 32 gigabytes, this one has 128 gigabytes. So this was the first one that I ever got. I think 32 gigabytes is like an hour worth of content, give or take, if I'm not mistaken. 128 gigabytes, maybe like 4 hours worth of content, something like that. So If you're, you know, planning on doing a lot of content, you consider yourself to be someone who's going to be recording a lot, I definitely recommend to start out with just the 128. I did start out with the 32 because I didn't really understand the difference between it, and I'm like, let me just get the cheapest one. But it's a better investment to get the one with more storage, for the simple fact that you are able to record more content. You don't have to keep buying another one. Another thing that's great to have is a tripod. So I currently do have mine on a tripod right now, but it's just a smaller tripod. But here's a tripod I have here. If you see, it has the little silver piece that you just screw in, and then, you know, it extends and everything. So a tripod is another great thing to have. And if I want to, of course, I can just use this like in my hand and move around with it. Now, when you're actually trying to use your SD cards and you're trying to bring it to your computer, which is where I definitely recommend to edit your content. I personally edit my content on CapCut. I just downloaded the app. It's a free app. They do have a paid version if you want to use certain things, but I like that better. I know some people use Adobe and different things. I just never really learned how to use it, and I feel like CapCut is pretty easy, so I use CapCut on my laptop. But if you're like, okay, how do I get my videos from my SD card to my laptop, or my computer, my camera to my laptop? Here's how you do it. So you have to get one of these adapters. So it's similar to this adapter, but if you see right here, this port was for the USB, and this port right here is for the SD card. So you just put the SD card in here like this, and then you put it into your laptop and you're great. They also have ones where you can connect your SD card also to your iPhone. Now, personally, that's a lot of storage to me. I just feel like I don't want to edit on my phone. It's going to take way too long to download, way too long to do, so I don't do that. But if some people are like, I can't afford a laptop right now, they do have SD cards where you can put it into your phone. I personally just don't have that one. Now, when it's getting into the quality of your content, another thing people often, wonder about is the lighting. The lighting does make a difference, and honestly, in my opinion, makes the content look a lot more high quality and more professional. So I currently am using one of these little lights right here. I purchased a pack of 3. So they do have a pack, or they do have a single one, but the single one it's a little bit bigger than this. So this is a little small, but it's just a little bit bigger. You don't need a large ring light. The one that's a little bit bigger was approximately like $100, so I didn't get that one. I got the pack of 3, which it was like $45. And usually I just put 2 or 3 and just put them around. So I currently have one right here, which you guys can't see. Now, when you are shooting with these lights, I definitely recommend try to make your background as dark as possible, and I'll show you why. So currently all the lights in my house are off. You can see kind of light coming through the windows, but the lights in my house are off. Now this is what it looks like with the lights on. If you guys can see, it just takes away from the light itself, and this is what it looks like actually with the light off. You get what I'm saying? So look at what it on. And then when you turn the lights off, it makes it look clear, and then this is what not on at all. So these lights, they're great. They have different settings, so I can make it a little bit brighter. I can make it a little bit lower. You just adjust it to each its own. And the way they work, they actually have the ports themselves, so you're definitely going to need a block for them. I do have the ports inside of my house where I can just stick them in, so I don't need the blocks. But if you don't have those ports in your home, you definitely would need the blocks, 3 different blocks for them, or the blocks that have 2 or 3 on them. And the last thing for your camera, a case. So a case is great, especially if you're trying to make like vlogging content where you're out and about, and make sure that your camera is always covered if anything was to happen to it. And all in all, it just keeps it more secure. Now, they're not like you gonna throw it down a hill and it's gonna be stable, but more so for people like we're grown. Like, there's no reason why you should be playing football with your camera. But for the most part, when it's inside your bag and it's out and about and it doesn't get scratches on it, and it just doesn't really get messed up. So there's also cases that you can have, and I definitely recommend to have cases for your camera. Me personally, I put all of my stuff, I have a content bag where I put all of my stuff inside of my bag. So I definitely recommend to invest in a content bag, just so anytime you need anything, you know exactly where it is. You don't have to be fiddling all over your room, like where's this, where's that, because it definitely makes a difference, and it just be a lot going on. Now the final thing, so this isn't really a product necessarily, and this is actually something that I created. If you would like to get it, you can. If you don't, to each his own. I'm going to show you guys it on the screen. But here is a content creator planner that I use that definitely helps me. So if you see here, it has social media, lifestyle, financials, and here's where I plan out my content. So when I have a content idea, I just put it inside of my content ideas. And then when I want to write out my content, it has a content planner. So I literally plan my content all the way out. It has things such as a password log. So if I want to keep track of my passwords, a posting schedule, so I know when I'm going to post on Twitter, X, whatever, Facebook, Pinterest, Snap, Indeed, Instagram, any of these social accounts. And then a series planner. So if I want to start a series or anything, I could plan it out. Then we have the finances tab, which has income tracker, expense tracker, brand deals tracker, monthly budget. These things may not seem like that for real, but I'm telling you, especially if you want to become a full-time content creator, you're going to have to keep track of these things, because one thing a lot of people don't know, content creators do not get taxes taken out. So we have to take taxes out ourselves. So when it comes tax time, the IRS does not care that you forgot about a brand deal, or they don't care that you were a couple $100 off because you looked at the email wrong or something like that. Like, they are gonna look at that as you're lying, and you do not want to get in trouble with the IRS. So here it has the way to keep track of your income. Here your expenses that you're paying for, so you could just have an idea of how much money is going to be in your account. Brand deals tracker, so if you're aware of any brand deals that are going on. And then of course a monthly budget, which is also great to really have. And then I also wanted to add a lifestyle part to it, because I do understand that, like, you have a life outside of content creation. So here you can write down things such as your daily routine, that you may want to do. It has today's affirmation, top 3 goals, what to do, your eating, all that other stuff. It has things such as your goal breakdown. So if you have a goal, this one I actually wanted to describe to people a little bit, because I know this one might be confusing. So you have your top goal, your goal at the top, and then we have 4 months in a year. 4 weeks in a month. So then you break that down. What are you trying to accomplish each week? And then every day, what are you going to be doing? So that's 1 through 7, because it's 7 days in a week. So I kind of wanted to break that down. And the way it's supposed to work is every 7 days, you're supposed to do things to get you to your weekly goal. And then your weekly goals are supposed to ultimately get you to your big monthly goal. There's also a goal tracker, so you can keep track of your goals. And monthly review, of course, so things I accomplished last month that I'm proud of, one thing I could have done better, challenges I faced, next month what I want to achieve. And then of course it has things just such as a regular planner, and just small things. If you see at the top, there's a habit tracker, so you can track your habits. Let's say you're trying to do a new habit. A sleep tracker, if you're anything like me, I struggle with sleeping, so a sleep tracker is great to have as well. And then you have a mood tracker, just to be aware of your mood for some people. And then a review of the month. So what's going on? How are you feeling this month? So on and so forth. So that's just about it. And like I said, if you want to get this, you can. You don't have to, but I just wanted to show you guys all of the things that I honestly and truly do use and that work for me. And that's just about it. The rest of the video, I will comment everything below. The links to everything will be below. And if you guys have any more questions about anything, you can comment below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.